Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Wednesday. We got 16 matchups on this MLB slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. And if you guys like betting on MLB player props, you already know, go ahead and sign up with Parlay Play. Get free entries when you guys sign up, so go ahead and hop in there and hopefully you get some nice wins. And yeah, we'll hop in it. Very busy slate today. 16 matchups, starting with the Kansas City Royals versus the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland opening up as home favorites at minus 140. The Royals plus 120 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for the Royals is Brad Keller with an ERA of 3.95. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 runs and had 3 strikeouts. Pitching for the Guardians is Connor Pilkington with an ERA of 3.75. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 4 strikeouts. Yeah, Kansas City have lost the last 2 games against Cleveland, 8-3 and then 3-7. Yeah, Cleveland's been hitting very well these last 2 games here, been playing solid. Kansas City just 2-8 on the road against Cleveland, where they have struggled here. Both pitchers, Brad Keller actually, he's given up 13 runs in his last 3 starts on the mound here. I like the Guardians at home, playing well, been playing good against the Royals. I'm going to take Cleveland at home. Next matchup, we have the Washington Nationals versus the New York Mets. The Mets opening up as home favorites at minus 230. Washington plus 205 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for the Nationals is Evan Lee with an ERA of 0. It looks like he's getting his first start here. Pitching for the Mets is Carlos Carrasco with an ERA of 3.81. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, and had 7 strikeouts. Washington losing to the Mets yesterday 10-0 and then 13-5. It's been a rough 2 games for the Nationals here. Mets on a 5-game winning streak. They're playing good baseball. Washington 1-8 on the road, where they have struggled here. Yeah, I like the Mets at home. Carlos Carrasco, pretty solid here, but yeah, the Nationals, they've just looked awful the last few games. I'm going to take the Mets at home. Next matchup, we have the San Diego Padres versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Padres opening up as road favorites at minus 125. St. Louis plus 105 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Padres is Yu Darvish with an ERA of 3.76. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 7 strikeouts. Pitching for the Cardinals is Dakota Hudson with an ERA of 3.22. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. St. Louis winning yesterday's matchup 3-2 and then 6-3. So they've won the last 2 meetings against the Padres. Padres just 2-5 in their last 7 right now. They're 0-5 on the road against St. Louis. Yeah, I'm going to take Cardinals plus 1.5 at home. Hudson's been pretty solid. He's only given up 4 runs in his last 3 starts on the mound. And yeah, they've won the last 2 games here, being underdogs at home. I like that a lot. I'm going to take the Cardinals plus 1.5. Next matchup, we have the Houston Astros versus the Oakland Athletics. Houston opening up as road favorites at minus 220. Oakland plus 180 with the over-under at 7. Pitching for the Astros is Justin Verlander with an ERA of 2.03. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 6 runs, and had 6 strikeouts. Pitching for Oakland is Cole Irvin with an ERA of 3.15. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 4 strikeouts. Yeah, Houston winning the last 2 matchups against Oakland 3-1 and 5-1. Oakland just 1-5 in their last 7 here. Yeah, I like Houston on the road. Verlander's been great this season. Coming off his worst game of the, worst performance I'd say of the season, giving up 6 runs. Had a rough outing. I think he bounces back in this one. I'm going to take the Astros on the road. Next matchup, we have the Atlanta Braves versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. Atlanta opening up as road favorites at -160. Arizona +135 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for the Braves is Kyle Wright with an ERA of 2.68. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for Arizona is Madison Bumgarner with an ERA of 3.35. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 5 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. Yeah, Atlanta losing the last 2 games to Arizona 8-7 and then 6-2. Yeah, Arizona's looked good in the series so far against the Braves here. Bumgarner's been solid on the mound. He's had a rough last few games. It hasn't been that amazing. But Arizona getting good plus money at home. Braves, they've been pretty decently bigger favorites this series, and they just haven't won, and they've definitely let you down if you rolled with Atlanta. Hard to trust Atlanta -160. That just seems very, very risky for me. So I'm going to take Arizona +1.5 at home. Next matchup, we have the San Francisco Giants versus the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies opening up as home favorites at -125. The Giants +105 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Giants is Carlos Rodon with an ERA of 3.60. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 2 strikeouts. Pitching for the Phillies is Aaron Nola with an ERA of 3.56. His last start, he pitched 8 innings, gave up 1 run, had 10 strikeouts. Giants on a 3-game winning streak. They beat the Phillies 7-4 and 5-4 in the last 2 matchups. Phillies on a 5-game losing streak where they've struggled. Giants 4-1 on the road against the Phillies. Getting Giants plus money. They've looked better in this series so far. Pretty even pitching matchup here. I'm going to take Giants +1.5 on the road. Phillies, they've just looked awful here on a losing streak. I'm going to take Giants +1.5. All right, next matchup, we have the Los Angeles Angels versus the New York Yankees. Yankees opening up as home favorites at -175. The Angels +145 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Angels is Reed Detmers with an ERA of 4.65. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 5 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. Pitching for the Yankees is Nestor Cortez with an ERA of 1.70. His last start, he pitched 8 innings, gave up 1 run, and had 5 strikeouts. LA on a 6-game losing streak right now, losing to the Yankees 9-1 yesterday. Just not a good showing for the Angels. Yankees 15-4 at home. They play very great at home here. Love Nestor Cortez on the mound. Rolling with the Yankees at home. Next matchup, we have the Seattle Mariners versus the Baltimore Orioles. Mariners opening up as road favorites at -155. Baltimore +130 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Mariners is Robbie Ray with an ERA of 4.75. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 10 strikeouts. Pitching for the Orioles is Kyle Bradish with an ERA of 7.31. His last start, he pitched 1 inning, gave up 6 runs, and had 2 strikeouts. Bradish has given up 13 runs in his last 3 starts here. That's kind of crazy. Seattle beating Baltimore 10-0 yesterday. They definitely put it on them yesterday. Seattle 4-1 on the road against Baltimore. Yeah, I like the Mariners on the road. Bradish, man, he's just not been good on the mound. Hard to trust someone when they've given up 13 runs in 3 starts. Very risky play. I'm going to take the Mariners on the road. Next matchup, we have the Chicago White Sox versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto opening up as home favorites at -135. The White Sox +115 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the White Sox is Michael Kopech with an ERA of 1.29. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 6 strikeouts. Pitching for the Blue Jays is Hyun Jin Ryu with an ERA of 5.48. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 1 strikeout. Yeah, Toronto beating the White Sox yesterday 6-5. Toronto on a 6-game winning streak. They're playing very well right now. White Sox are 10-4 on the road, playing well on the road here. Both pitchers pitching very solid here. Both pitchers have only given up 3 runs in their last 3 starts on the mound. I'm going to take a shot with the White Sox, +1.5 on the road. Michael Kopech's been very good on the mound for the White Sox this season. Jinru has been good the last few games, but he's definitely been very spotty this season here. I'm going to take the White Sox +1.5 on the road. And, if you want to go with Toronto, ride that winning streak, I don't hate that as well. Next matchup, we have the Cincinnati Reds versus the Boston Red Sox. Boston opening up as home favorites at -200. The Reds +165 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for the Reds is Hunter Green with an ERA of 5.89. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, and had 6 strikeouts. Pitching for the Red Sox is Garrett Whitlock with an ERA of 3.49. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 4 strikeouts. Cincinnati beating Boston yesterday 2-1. They're 1-9 against Boston. So yesterday was literally the first time they beat Boston in their last 10 games. I like Boston to bounce back at home here. Hunter Green hasn't been all that amazing for the Reds. I think Boston bounces back. I'm taking the Red Sox at home. Next matchup, we have the Minnesota Twins versus the Detroit Tigers. Twins opening up as road favorites at -125. Detroit +105 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Twins is Bailey Ober with an ERA of 3.25. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Tigers is Tariq Skubal with an ERA of 2.09. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Minnesota losing to Detroit yesterday 4-0. Minnesota, they are 2-6 on the road against Detroit, where they've actually struggled a bit. Pretty even pitching matchup. I'm going to take a shot with the Tigers, +1.5 at home. Got a nice win yesterday against Minnesota. Minnesota, if they've struggled on the road against Detroit, I'm going to take Minnesota +1.5 at home. Or Detroit +1.5 at home. Next matchup, we have the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Texas Rangers. Tampa Bay opening up as road favorites at -130. The Rangers +110 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Rays is Jeffrey Springs with an ERA of 1.62. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 6 strikeouts. Pitching for the Rangers is John Gray with an ERA of 5.56. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 5 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Tampa Bay on a 2-game losing streak. They've lost to Texas in the last 2 matchups. Texas 6-1 in their last 7. They're actually playing very well right now. 6-0 at home. But yeah, not in love with John Gray on the mound. given up 11 runs in his last 3 starts. Springs has only allowed 2 runs in his last 2 starts. Love Springs on the mound here. I think Tampa gets a win, rolling with the Rays on the road. Next matchup, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers opening up as home favorites at -250. The Pirates plus 205 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Pirates is Jose Quintana with an ERA of 2.15. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 4 strikeouts. Pitching for the Dodgers is Mitch White with an ERA of 4.60. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 2 strikeouts. Pittsburgh, they've won the last 2 games against the Dodgers, 5-3 and 6-5. Can't believe Dodgers are on a 2-game losing streak. Pittsburgh 2-12 on the road against the Dodgers. Kind of crazy. Dodgers are just, it's just hard to bet against the Dodgers. They're big favorites. It's tough. Do what you want with the Pirates here. I just don't think Pirates are going to win 3 in a row against the Dodgers on the road. That would be insane. I'm going to take the Dodgers at home. If the Dodgers lose again, man, they're probably in the doghouse for a while. Let's hope that doesn't happen. We're taking the Dodgers at home. All right, next matchup, we have the Milwaukee Brewers versus the Chicago Cubs. Brewers opening up as road favorites at -140. The Cubs -105 with the over-under at 9.5. Pitching for the Brewers is Jason Alexander. Unless there's a pitching change, it looks like he's getting his first start of the season here. Pitching for the Cubs is Kyle Hendricks with an ERA of 5.20. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, and had 1 strikeout. Milwaukee losing to the Cubs yesterday, 8-7. Yeah, just hard to trust. For me, it's hard to trust the Brewers, especially with the new pitcher on the mound. Kyle Hendricks hasn't been all that amazing here, so really not in love with this matchup today, unless they throw in a good pitcher for the Brewers. But if I had to choose, I'd probably take the Cubs plus 1.5 at home. Coming off a nice win yesterday against the Brewers. Not in love with this matchup here, but I'm going to lean with the home team plus 1.5. And then the last 2 matchups, we have a doubleheader between the Miami Marlins versus the Colorado Rockies. I can't find any lines on both these games, but I do have the pitchers. 3 of the pitchers. So in game 1, we had the Marlins versus the Rockies. Pitching for the Marlins is Trevor Rogers with an ERA of 5.23. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. Pitching for the Rockies is Antonio Senzatella with an ERA of 4.55. His last start, he pitched 2 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. Miami losing to Colorado yesterday, 7-1. They're just 2-8 in their last 10. They have not been playing very well here. Miami 0-7 on the road against Colorado. They just haven't been able to beat Colorado here. Senzatella coming off one of his best starts of the season, not allowing a run. Rogers has given up 8 runs in his last 3 starts. I feel like the Rockies are probably going to be favorites based on how bad the Marlins have been lately and on the road. I'm going to take the Rockies at home in game 1. And then in game 2, the only info I can find is that pitching for the Rockies is Yerman Marquez with an ERA of 6.30. Same situation here. I'm honestly, game 2, there's not much info on it, and I just have no interest in game 2. It is a 6:40 p.m. game, so if you do want to bet on this game, I'm sure the lines will be out later on in the day for this matchup and the starting pitcher for the Marlins. Honestly, just staying away from this matchup. Way better games on the slate. So yeah, this matchup, I'm just going to leave a question mark because there's no real info on game 2. And yeah, that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Wednesday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Thursday. Have a good one.